You're racing in the 2020 24 Hours of Daytona.
They go door to door for the feature race lead here on the last lap of the race.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round number 9 of the Monday night UK&I Skip Barber series live on RaceSpotTV. Tonight we're racing for 13 laps around Circuit Park Zandvoort in Zandvoort, Netherlands. The weather is pretty clear, partly cloudy, 71 degrees Fahrenheit in the air, 101 degrees Fahrenheit on the track, and fairly decent wind, so we should be in for a pretty good race here today. We got a 41 car field at the moment, and the drivers are just finishing up their final laps of qualifying here. A couple of cars still on their laps, so see what will happen there. With you today here is myself, Linus Broström, along with Samil Arora and Hugo Lees on the camera. So Samil, first of all, welcome back to the UK&I Skip Barber series, and what's your expectations ahead of this race?
Well, firstly, hello Linus, and hello to everyone watching around the world. Welcome to the Monday Night Skippys tournament. And well, yeah, it should be a lot of fun, because with these Skippy cars, every inch of the circuit is a passing opportunity. Now, normally you look at Circuit Park Zandvoort and think that, yeah, it's a track where you can't really pass a lot. But with these cars, every single corner is an opportunity to pass. It's incredible.
It certainly is, and well, qualifying's up, so it's time to go to your starting grid. And on pole position for the first time, as far as I know, in the Skip Barber series, Sam T. Spinell on pole ahead of Simon Edwards, Tom Ward, Kane Halliburton in 4th. Got Anthony Catt in 5th, Martin Booker in 6th, Van Daniel 7th, Chris J. Roberts, Ewan Pattinson, Nicholas Von Roberts rounding out your top 10. Then it's Matt Hannigan, Matt Cox, Jack Bladen, Clark Williams, Dave Kirkman in 15th, Paul F. Grillo, Adam Miles, Lee Anderson all the way back in 18th, Adam Terry's back in the league in 19th, and Sarah Savage all the way back in 20th. The rest of the grid is up on your screen, and 41, it's actually 42 cars lining up for this race, so in for a great one here today, I believe, and it's going to be great to see what Sam can do from pole position in his first outing in the series.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and especially when you've got such a competitive and such a large grid behind you, the pressure really is going to be on Sam. But well, again, this is where heroes rise, and when the going gets tough, the tough really get going. So this is a good opportunity for Sam to prove how good of a driver he is, and if he can do that, well, it's all for him pretty much.
He's definitely going to have his work cut out for him with two of the series' best drivers lining up right behind him. And a quick look at that 1 second bracket from a 1:53.247. That is down to P number 19. So 19 cars qualifying within 1 second here today, and the lap is almost 2 minutes. So that's quite a few cars. So I think we're going to be in for a pretty tight one here today, with a lot of cars being equal speed actually, and engines are revving. So we are ready to go here at Zandvoort, and the green flag is out. It's a good launch again, and these cars pretty spread out on the grid, so they're going to be single file for a moment here. Coming down into turn 1, which has some bank and not as much as it does in real life right now, but coming into turn 1 is actually Tom Ward around the outside of Simon Edwards already, but Edwards is going to have the advantage of that inside, and Halliburton has a look on Ward as well, and Ward actually gets a good exit speed there, and he's going to move up to 2nd place straight away, right onto the back of Sam already.
Yeah, that was a rather calm start. I mean, with these Skippy cars, you normally expect things to go really haywire in the first few corners here, but as far as we can see right now, things are all going smoothly and all going calmly. At the moment, in the lead, it seems to be Sam T. Spinell still at the moment, but Tom Ward right behind him.
Halliburton actually had a moment there, got sideways, and he dropped from 4th position all the way back to 17th. He just got a bit sideways into the grass and just couldn't get up to speed on that back straightaway, but he's back rolling, and we've got Sam, still leading the way high on the curb there. He's got Tom Ward now up the inside. Tom Ward is really experienced in these cars. Here he comes up the inside and he's going to take the lead halfway around the first lap. Edwards is with him as well. But now Sam has got the inside for the next corner. Looks like he's going to be able to get that, or is Simon going to get the advantage of the speed around the outside behind him? They're side by side as well, but it's Edwards up to the inside now, coming into the S's for the first time, and Sam is just going to back out. In the background there you can see as well Martin Booker, Anthony Cadman, Daniels, Chris J. Robertson. They're all over each other as well, but they're going to almost single file out as we get into the SS.
Wow, that was absolutely ridiculous. Sam T spinning over there, just having a bit of a Formula Drift moment over there, just controlling the car, managing to hold it on. But again, he lost a couple of positions, and I think it is Tom Ward who got the best of that moment over there. Right now, we ride on board with Sam, who currently is in P3 as we exit this last corner over here. He'll be trying to use the slipstream, trying to get into the draft now. We ride on board with Tom Ward. Here he comes. Around the outside goes Simon Edwards. This could be his opportunity for the lead. They're side by side. And Edwards, has he got a nose head? Not quite. Or is he? He is. Actually, he's going around the outside and they're literally wheel to wheel at this point in time. But
we got a crash behind him. Chris J. Robertson is off in the gravel. Sorry to cut you off, but Robertson has been sent straight out into the gravel. He's going to rejoin here, but that's going to be all the way down outside the top 20. And let's see on the replay here what's going to happen. He's going to just be late on the brake. Just get sideways by himself.
Oh no!
Pretty much to get clipped by Ben Daniels. So that was all on his own, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, with these cars, the margin for error is literally minimal. You just can't make even those tiny errors that can cost you the race oh so badly. And that was exactly the case that we saw over there. But right now, at the front, at the peak of the field, we are seeing this three-way battle for the lead. And Tom Ward at this moment in time is leading. But for how long is the question? Because Simon Edwards is right on his tail. A cat and mouse story, this one. And look at that. Look at how daring these drivers are, because they're seeing one opportunity and they are not afraid to put their nose in there and try to make a move for the position.
They definitely do whatever they can to get every move that they can, and the draft down the straightaway there on the last time by we saw Edwards. He got the bit of a run on the outside, but he couldn't hold it in turn one, which Tom Ward did at the start. So difference in setups there probably between these two, but Ward still leading the way. You can see Edwards well high on the curve there compared to Tom Ward, so he's really attacking this track as much as he can, and Sam is keeping up behind him. Now we're coming into the final turn for the second time, see if Edwards can set him up a bit better, and Sam is a little bit closer as well than he was last time, so we might see a 3 wide here coming down the end of the straightaway. Martin Booker is back there as well with Cat right behind him, but I don't think they're going to be within touching distance by the end of the straight. Here comes Edwards now. He has a look to the outside, and I think that's going to be the way to go. He can't get him before the finish line though. Just barely misses out on that, but he's going to have his car almost clear going into turn one. Still got a bit of an overlap, but that outside line is going to help Edwards now. I think off the corner he's going to get good exit speed, and Sam is there as well, but he can't really get to drive, so it's going to be Edwards to the lead ahead of Tom Ward. They're still side by side a bit though. Ward has to check up, and here comes Sam up the inside, but now Ward is going to have the run on the outside out of this corner, I believe, if he can get a good drive. Gets a bit high on the curb, so they're actually going to be wheel to wheel, but Sam backs out, so it's Edwards to the lead. Tom Ward holds on to second.
Wow, this is superb racing that we're seeing over here. Both these drivers really daring in to go side by side with each other. And in the end, of course, it was, I think, Simon Edwards who came out on the top of that. As we now see all the cars going single file. And look at how much they slide around with these Skip Barber cars. They really are pushing it to the absolute limit. And we can see it here in the way they're driving at this point in time. Such a fantastic scene this is. At the front though, my goodness, that battle that they're having in over there, it's incredible. Oh, look at that. They're going side by side once again. Wow.
Tom Ward is throwing it at him in that turn, same corner as he did last time, and Edwards on the outside there. He's got no grip whatsoever, and we know Edwards tends to set his car up for straight line speed, and at a track like this, that's not really what you want to do. Of course you want straight line speed, but these corners are so fast, you need that grip and downforce through the turns, and Edwards is really struggling here. Sam now up the inside, almost runs into the back of Edwards, but he brakes just the last second to avoid him, and Booker, Cat and Daniels behind us caught up now, so this is a 6-car train all of a sudden because of those front two changing positions back and forth. And now we're going to see Edwards again setting up Tom Ward for a run, see if he can get him before the start finish line this time. That's the crucial point, because on the last lap, if you're in second and you can pass before the start finish line, obviously you got it made, and there is the finish line, but he's not going to get it that time either. Actually, he's going to miss it by 6/1000ths, but into turn 1, he's going to be ahead. He's got the outside, he's going to get the run. Sam is not making a move this time, so it's going to be a little bit easier for Tom Ward to slot into second. So they're going to be single file now coming down to the third, fourth turn of the lap.
Yeah, Simon Edwards over there just swooped around the outside, and that was such an exciting move to see as he went in there and reclaimed the lead. But now though, the pressure is really on. Tom Ward, of course, as we all know him, he just won't let go of this position oh so easily. So Ward now piling up the pressure right on his tail and looking for that one small opportunity where he can put his nose inside and get the lead. And this could have been that chance. Of course, Simon Edwards opening up the door a little bit, and Tom Ward said, "May I come in over there?" But again, the door got closed up, and Tom has to wait just a little bit more. His opportunity may come a few corners later. Santi Spinell, in fact, as well, is in P3. He's looking for that one tiny opportunity and waiting for the top two to make that mistake to get his nose in there. Oh, look at that. They're getting really close over there. Tom Ward, my goodness, he was literally on the nose of Simon Edwards. And boy, this has turned out to be a 6-car train at the moment, as we now ride on board with Anthony Catt, the winner of the last round.
Sam got a bit wide of that corner as well, so Martin Booker got right on the back of him, but Martin backed out, and meanwhile we see Tom Ward going for the lead as well as Anthony Catt going for fourth. He's well high on the curb there, and he gets that position, but now he's on the outside of Martin Booker. You can't really see him, but he's next to him now. You can see him. He's pulling away from him slightly, so Catt into fourth, and Tom Ward with a brave move as well up into the lead. But now Edwards has got that set up to go back into the lead, coming down the straightaway, I believe, and further back. Catt has dropped back a little bit from Sam, so this is giving Martin a chance to get a move back. But here comes Edwards actually to the inside this time. Catt covers the inside behind him, but Simon Edwards to the lead on the inside. See if Ward can hold it now. Maybe the outside is where you want to be, even if you're going to lose the lead. But Edwards goes so deep, he actually clears him. So Edwards to the lead, Sam slots back into third. So it's just the front two, they just keep swapping positions back and forth.
Absolutely, they're the ideal gentlemen. No, you sir, after you, I'll take the position later on. But of course, the idea behind that turn one is to make sure that you compromise just a little bit more towards the exit, because of course on the entry, I'm sorry, because you may lose that position on heading towards the outside, but the exit that you get can certainly make up for that. Right now, of course, Simon Edwards under some mad pressure over there. Just look at that, all these cars right behind him, and if he looks into the mirror, he'll certainly be worried just that little bit too much. So 6 cars right behind him, and just look at them slithering around over there. There's just barely any grip, but these drivers are taking it to the extreme limit. As we see a move being made over there, that's Catt. Is that Catt making move in the 37 car? It is. So Anthony Catt trying to get his way up into P3, and like a nimble cat, I must say, he has tried to make that move, but again the door has been blocked, and he's under some tremendous pressure for the other position behind as well. Now Ben Daniels in P6, we ride on board with him and we take a look at the action right in front of him. There are 5 cars in front of him battling for the top slots, and this is where it is really heating up in this race.
Yeah, Ben Daniels, he's just got to wait for something to happen. He can't really do much from this final position, but he is going to get some massive draft coming onto the straightaway. And now for the first time, it's Simon Edwards leading the way coming onto the straightaway. So let's see what Tom Ward will do, and if Sam might be able to get a run as well. But we know Simon Edwards likes to set his car up for straight line speed, like we said earlier. Here comes Tom Ward. He's going to move to the inside. He's not going to be past him by the start finish line, but he's going to have him coming into the corner, and he's going to have his rear wheel almost clear as well. But Simon Edwards are around the outside. He might be able to get it. He gets a bit of a wiggle though, so that's definitely going to help Tom Ward. But Edwards still has the overspeed, so they're going to still be side by side through the little right hand kink into the next sharp left hander. It's Simon Edwards on the inside, Tom Ward on the outside a bit later on the break, but Simon Edwards is going to clear him. And here comes Sam now up into second, but Ward has the speed on the outside, so he's going to hold on to that position as well.
Well, if you give racing drivers an inch, they will take a mile. Just we saw over there all these drivers getting so close to each other and not even leaving a single inch ahead. They are just fighting so hard for the first spot, and you can see it in the way that they drive that they desperately want to win this race. A 6-way battle for the lead. How often do you hear that in cars? That is super. But at this moment, it is Simon Edwards still leading from the front, and just look at the battle behind him. Ben Daniels, of course, at this moment in time, trying to get a bit up ahead. He's the last of the drivers in this train, you could say, but he's still trying to fight along. Oh, look at that. We're seeing a move being made for the lead. Oh, it is Ward who goes down the inside, and Tom Ward side by side with Edwards. Edwards. They're going wheel to wheel as we head into this chicane section that we're going to have later on. Oh, the final sector of this track is going to see some intense racing, and now Sam joins the battle as well. This could be for the lead. What's going to happen? Sam goes down the inside, but again, not enough grip over there. So the number 9 car of Tom Ward maintains P2, but up ahead it's Simon Edwards who sighs and takes a breath of relaxation. He has got a bit of gap now. He's got a bit of a gap right behind him, and now he can just relax for a little bit and enjoy the breeze on the straight. That got really hairy there for a second, didn't it?
Yeah, they're all over each other all the way through this pack, and Simon Edwards obviously got a bit of a gap now, but coming down the straightaway, that's going to disappear quickly. He's doing the IndyCar snake almost, covering the inside early, then he goes back to the outside. Here comes Tom Ward, and Sam behind him as well, looking to make it 3 wide, but he backs out of that one. So Simon Edwards around the outside, probably going to hold on to the lead here. Tom Ward is not going to have the exit speed, and Cat is all over Sam now as well. Man, these guys are just going at it all the time, and as much as we want to follow these guys through the whole race, I think people further back through the field deserve some love as well. We got 7th and 8th all over each other, and then we have a pretty big group. Well, we had racing for the top 10. That's Halliburton, Cox and Hannigan, but just because I started talking about them, they spread out as well fairly decently. So pretty much the only battle we have in the top 10 at the moment is the front guys. So a bit further back though, we have Dave Kirkman in 14th. Chasing Blandon and Savage behind him.
Oh my goodness, how do you make a move over there? That is probably one of the more bolder moves that I've ever seen made. Of course, it didn't materialize towards the end, but the intention of making a move at that particular corner, oh, you have to have some special sort of guts to do something like that. Sarah Savage it is. Oh, she goes on the inside, is it? Side by side here, heading into this left-hand corner. Could she make the move around the outside? Could she sweep into P14? Not quite at this moment in time. So the wait continues for Sarah, but oh boy, that was risky. Making a move on the S's, well, that's something that I wouldn't advise to everyone watching at home.
Especially not in these cars, no. And Sarah Savage having another look at Kirkman there, and we saw from the onboard he had slight damage to his rear wing. That's not going to hurt him too much, though it might hurt slightly in the chicanes. And behind these guys is Chris J. Robertson as well, right on the back of him, and in front is Jack Bladen. So it's 4 cars under a blanket here now coming onto the straightaway, and that's definitely not going to help Bladen in 13th. So Kirkman might be able to move at least 1 position up here, though Bladen has the draft from Adam Miles, who's ahead of them in 12th. But here comes Kirkman. He's got the run. Is he going to move to the inside or the outside? He's going to block to the middle. So Kirkman all the way to the wall. He nearly hits it. Savage behind him as well. Late on the brakes is Kirkman. He's going to have the inside. Bladen though around the outside, not going to get the run that to get at the front. So Kirkman up into P13. Savage is not going to be able to follow him through. So Bladen drops to 14th. Savage in 15th, and then Chris J. Robertson in 16th.
You see, this is exactly what I love about the Monday Night Skippies. You've had a long, hard day, you've had a tough day, and you just want something to refresh your mood and to give you something to smile about. And this sort of racing, that is exactly what makes your Monday night special. Incredible racing that we're seeing over here. And now Chris J. Robertson is the driver that we ride on board with. Look at that up ahead. These guys are just sliding around so much as Sarah Savage just slides around over there as Chris J. Robertson closes in a little bit. This could be his opportunity. Inside or outside, what does he choose? Well, he chooses to stay behind at this particular point in time. He thinks that there could be an opportunity sometime later on as we ride on board with Jack Bladen. Sarah Savage is all on his tail. This could be her opportunity to get back up into P14. It may not be the most prestigious of positions, but it all matters in the end.
It really does. Sarah's having a look again up the inside now, and Bladen, that's actually going to be the outside coming into the chicane, but it's going to be the inside for the exit of the chicane if she can hold it through the first part. He's going to be later on with Blake's Bladen. He's going to dive it in there. You see Kirkman ahead getting sideways, almost going off the track, but he manages to hold on to it. So Bladen now with Savage right on his tail. That's going to be a move up the inside for Savage into the last corner. I don't think there's too many people trying overtakes there, and Sarah thinks better of it and backs out as well. So these guys going at it all race long, and as we're completing lap 8, I don't think they're planning on stopping anytime soon. See if Sarah can set up a pass here now coming onto the straightaway. She's going to move to the inside. Meanwhile, we see almost a 4 wide at the front. Holy, that was unexpected.
Wow, what's going on over here? This is insane. So Simon Edwards just somehow has managed to hold everyone off and has still maintained the lead. And Ben Daniels has now moved up into P5 from P6. This is carnage all around here at the circuit of Zandvoort. My goodness, this is some incredible racing going on at the front. Ben Daniels really closing into P4, and Cat has to defend for his life to get that P4 slot sorted in. Now this could be an opportunity. Tom Ward once again on the prowl. He sees Simon Edwards like a predator. He eyes up the move and tries to make that move, perhaps down the inside, heading into this right-hander. Is this the opportunity? Is this the move for the lead? Not quite. Simon Edwards is a good defender, and he knows exactly when to close the door and shut the door and let everyone know this is my position and I am not giving up on this one. So once again, the battle for the lead just becoming more and more exciting by the lap. And Linus, I just can't predict who's going to come out on the end.
Well, it's really hard to tell. It's Edwards and Ward obviously switching at the front, but Sam is there all the time, trying his best to get a move up, and Cat is still sitting in fourth. He's not been able to make his way past Sam yet, but he's trying as well, so it's not an easy track to pass on unless you're at the very front of the pack. But the more these guys battle, the closer the guys behind get. We got Pattinson, Williams and Halliburton 7th, 8th and 9th, and they're actually slightly closing in now with what these guys are doing. They're still some 3 seconds back, so they might not catch up because they've only got 4 laps to do it. But if they start battling it out really hard up front, they could definitely close up in a hurry. Here comes now Ward on the outside again of Simon Edwards. Sam is there as well. He wants to squeeze it in the middle, but he backs out. There's not enough room. Edwards opens the door last minute, but it's too late because Sam is already backed out. Now Ward around the outside. He's going to have to drive off the corner, and he's going to clear Simon Edwards. Here comes Sam as well. Good drive as well off the corner. He's going to get up into second now, so Simon Edwards going to go back down into 3rd place for I think the 1st or 2nd time in this race. So that's not where he wants to be. And oh, he gets a nudge there, so he goes wide here. Comes Daniel as well. So Anthony Cat manages to avoid it somehow. I don't know if they made contact, but he definitely avoided disaster there. Drops him back to 6th, but at least he's still in the race.
Oh, that got really intense over there. So Anthony Cat, just the innocent bystander and all of that, and he loses a fair few positions. So he's back in P6 at this particular moment. But then again, Simon Edwards, he was in the lead for a second, and all of a sudden, just a couple of mistakes here and there, and he's back into P4 at this particular moment. So for Simon Edwards, the task really becomes tough over here. With only 3 laps to go, he has to make sure that he passes 3 drivers to get into the lead. Well, 1 driver a lap, you could say, but it's just not as easy as that we've seen here. Time and again, these drivers just fight till their last breath, and they just make sure that they don't let go of that position. And now, right now, Tom Ward has moved up into the lead, and now we have Sam on his tail. So this battle for the lead, but it's not going anywhere, is it?
Well, Sam might be coming to lead his first lap here. He started on pole position, remember, but he lost that lead after the first half lap, so he's not yet led a complete lap, and this is his chance. He's got Daniels behind him, but he's not very close, so I think for this particular lap, Sam can just focus on passing Tom. He's going to set him up now. He's going to have a huge draft coming down the straightaway. So is he going to look? Oh, he's actually going to look to the inside straight away, and we got lap traffic ahead as well, but he's still a couple of laps away, I would believe. Here comes Sam now, and he's actually going to clear Tom Ward by the braking zone. Not quite, but almost. So he's going to go up into the lead. Ward is not going to have the benefit of the outside. So that's a good move there from Sam, moving into P number 1. Daniels holds off Simon Edwards behind him as well, and Cat is not able to do anything from P number 6. A bit wider for Sam as well. He clips the gravel. Ward tries the outside again. Daniels right on his tail there. They almost make contact once again. But Sam T. Spinell is able to hold on to the lead for now anyway, in his first Monday Night Skippers race.
It's been a tremendous performance by him so far, but Ben Daniels, you naughty boy, he was trying to line up a move heading into turn 3, and that's a tricky place to pass. But again, you've seen time and again over here, every single corner, every single part of this track is an overtaking opportunity as long as you're in a Skippy car. So Sam T. Spinell currently in the lead of this race, and we now see it all kicking up right behind him. We now ride on board with Martin Booker in P5, and up ahead is Simon Edwards, the guy who was in the lead for such a long time, and he's now languishing in P4. Oh, look at that. Tom Ward getting so close at the back over there. Nose to tail racing action that we're seeing here at the circuit Zandvoort. And Martin Booker is just waiting silently, waiting patiently to wait for that one tiny opportunity, one small chance for him to make that move and get up the order. So Sam's still defending at this moment, and look at that. So Tom Ward is desperately trying to get into the lead, but he's just unable to find an open chance, an open door to put his nose into and to get back into P1. For him though, 2 laps left, and it's all on the line now.
It Really is. Here they come out of the final corner. 2 laps to go. Tom Ward is setting it up. He's going to have a run on him already coming out on the straightaway. He's just going to force his way to the outside. Daniel's behind as well, covering the inside from Simon Edwards. But Tom Ward is going to have the lead at the line ahead of Sam. Is he going to clear it before the braking zone? He's not, but he's going to have the outside, so that's going to be good for him. Edwards on the outside of Daniels as well, so that could see him promoted up into third, potentially if he gets a good exit. But it's Tom Ward up into the lead ahead of Sam T. Spinell, and behind him now Daniels actually gets the inside. He's going to clear him. Oh, he almost pushes Edwards into the grass, and sideways for Edwards, but he's going to hold the inside. Daniels got overspeed on the outside though, so Daniels is going to hold on to third. And former race leader Simon Edwards, he just can't get anywhere. Just proves how hard it is to pass around here and how good all these drivers really are.
I am just astounded. The only thing I can ask these drivers is, how do you do it? How do you be so daring and so risky to make moves like that and still come off safely? The fact that they haven't really crashed in this particular race is absolutely mind-blowing. Some incredible racing that we're seeing over here. And Tom Ward as well, having to do a really hard job defending his position from Sam T. Spinell, because of course it may be his first race, but he's certainly proving that he's no rookie and he's no amateur. Now he is currently in P2 and closing in gradually. He only has one more lap to go, of course, after they come and cross the finish line. This could be the last lap, and that move into turn 1 could be the decisive one. So is Sam trying to make a move heading into the chicane? He's getting closer, but not close enough yet. I'm sure he'll be lining up a move heading into turn 1, the Tarzan corner, and like a Tarzan, he'd like to pass over there and claim the lead and keep it for the entire final lap.
The gap to the guys behind as well has come down to almost 2 seconds. It's not going to be enough for them, but they're certainly getting closer. But here they come on to the final lap now, out of the final corner to the white flag. Edward is going to cover the inside straight away. Sam is going to move to the outside. Daniels is going to try and close up as well, but he's not going to be able to do anything. So it's going to be Sam around the outside. Actually, Ben Daniels, tries to put it in through the middle, but he can't do anything. Edwards to the outside of him, and he gets forced onto the curb once more. He's going to be almost wheel to wheel with Daniels as they come through turns 3 here. Is he going to push him off again? He's not. He's going to give Edwards some more room this time. That's going to promote Edwards potentially up into third, but it's Sam into the lead, and Edwards got a bit of an overlap of Ward as well, but he's got the speed out of that corner. So side by side for third, and this could be the deciding moment for Edwards as he has to back out, and Daniels holds on to third place. Now Tom Ward into his favorite overtaking spot, at least at the beginning of the race. Daniels pokes it up the inside, but he has to back out once more. Here comes Ward. Will he throw it up the inside, or will he stay behind Sam and try to pass him out of the last corner? They're weaving back and forth to try and find an opening. Sam goes wide over around that curb as Ward cuts across it, and now he goes tight in the next one to cover over. And Edwards has to defend there from Booker, who drops down to 6th as he tries to move it up into 4th, but he cannot do it.
Yeah, one small mistake and you just lose positions like a rock falling from a mountain. At this particular moment in time, Sam T. Spinell currently in the lead, but with a few corners to go, he's got a hot and heavy Tom Ward right behind him. This could be for the lead, guys. This is on it, and this is the final few corners of the race. This is when it really gets exciting. Tom Ward giving it his all, trying to get into P1. This is it, guys. It's almost coming into the end. Sam T. Spinell defending hard, and Tom Ward going nose to tail. Is he making a move down the inside? Not exactly. The place is blocked off by Sam. Oh my goodness, he went on the gravel for a second. Just so risky. He went wide on the gravel for a second, and this could have all gone all wrong over there. But at this moment, it is Sam T. Spinell coming across the line. We're going to get a photo finish. Oh my
God,
goodness.
he got him! Tom Ward, he beat him by 1/1000th of a second to the line. Oh my God, that is officially the closest finish I think we've had a tie, but that is just outstanding. He got the run off the last corner, and 1/1000th of a second he beat Sam by. How unfortunate is that?
iRacing, if you're watching, put it in your top 10. This deserves to be there. Wow.
Just behind these guys as well in the battle for second, Kane Halliburton actually got crashed out 2 corners from the end, but here we have a replay of the finish, and you can't really tell from here how close it is. It's really hard to get a good angle, I think, of this start-finish line, but that is just wow. Here we go again from the front. Tom Ward is going to look to the left. I think if Sam had just kept going straight there, he wouldn't have lost enough speed to lose that lead. But Tom Ward, what a move. And Daniels holds off Edwards as well. Cat finishes 5th, and Booker finishes at the back of this pack. And then they had side by side for 7th as well. Well, here we have on board now with Tom Ward. One last replay, see if we can see just how close it is.
Well, when he went into the gravel, I thought, this is it. I don't think he's going to win it from here. But somehow he just clawed back, got the draft. And boy, that is so close. And now we're getting some brilliant camera work as we see the cars being slowed down in the slow motion. And look at the margins.
Here comes the finish line.
Anything. Wow.
There it is. Wow, look at that.
My.
That's perfect. Oh my word.
Oh, goodness. As a young kid, you always dream about commentating on finishes like that. I never thought that could really happen, but it has. Wow, that is fantastic. I'm lost for words.
Yes, that was an absolutely amazing finish, and we had some other close finishes down through the field, bunch of 3 wides and 2 wides. But with a battle for the lead like this, you just can't cover everything, unfortunately, even though we do our best. But let's go to your post-race results. It's Tom Ward coming away with the win, 1/1000th of a second ahead of Sam T. Spinell, then Daniels in 3rd, then Simon Edwards and Anthony Cat rounding out your top 5 with Martin Booker finishing out that top 6 group. Got Ewan Pattinson just beating Clark Williams for 7th, Matt Cox in 9th, and then Matt Hannigan rounding out your top 10. We got Adam Miles and Sarah Savage, Chris J. Robertson, Dave Kirkman, Jack Bladen coming home 15th, Mod Kiko up to 16th, Dave M. Dowson from 31st all the way up to 17th, with Jamie Bird from 34th up to 18th, James Child in 19th, and Nicholas Von Roberts in 20th after some early issues there. And the rest of the results are up on your screen. But Samil, that was that whole race, just couldn't stop talking. Like there was no time to breathe at all.
Yeah. And when I wasn't speaking, I was just looking at the action. I was just laughing behind out of excitement. It really gets your blood pumping, these sort of races. I just love it. The kind of action that we saw over here, you don't really get to see it every single day. And especially after a tough Monday, this is exactly what you need. Well, Linus, how do you do it, man? How much do you enjoy every Monday night coming in and watching racing like that?
Well, it's the racing is the reason why we just keep coming back to this series, and it's if I was member of the UK&I would definitely be racing in it rather than talking about it, because it's just an amazing series. Well, for now we're gonna go to post-race interviews, but first we're gonna go to a quick commercial break to let the drivers calm down. And oh, actually, they're showing up, so let's get them in straight away. Starting with your 3rd place finisher, Ben Daniels. That race was something extra.
Oh well, yeah. I think I qualified 7th, and I had a little bit of a gap behind, and then I could see a bit of battling up ahead. So I thought that if I just take it nice and easy, I'll catch up a little bit. So obviously just sitting behind, watching the dicing going on. Then I think something happened between Anthony and someone else, so I got a couple of spots there, and then it was just hanging on and trying to do my best with Sam and Tom, and obviously side by side with Simon at times. So yeah, it was really good, much better result than I was expecting.
Well, you certainly did a good job being really patient there, and at the end, how close do you feel you were to maybe even getting that win?
Yeah, coming off the last corner, I was just hoping. I thought Tom might do. Obviously, Tom's a high-class driver, but a bit like me, he can have a few shunts. So I was just hoping for a bit of a tap or something, which would slow them both up, and then I could shoot through for a glorious win. But it didn't quite happen. So yeah, it was really good. Probably only a few thousandths between us, I would imagine. So yeah, well done, everyone. We all survived, which is good.
Yeah, you did. There's usually at least 1 or 2 cars falling out, and despite some contact, you all survived. So anyway, congratulations on that podium finish. And anybody you want to send a shout out to?
To Alan for the work he does getting it up and running, and to yourselves for showing it, and anyone else who knows me. Yeah, cheers, Linus. Might see you next week. I wasn't going to do it this week, and I wasn't going to do it last week, but I keep coming back for more. It's hard work for an old man of 57, you know. See you next week.
Well, good stuff you did, because third place finish, you wouldn't be happy with that. Next up, we got the Samil standing by with Dave Kirkman, finished 14th.
Well, firstly, Dave, how was that race for you? I think it really was very intense, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a very competitive race. Really from the get-go, really tight with a lot of very good drivers. So it was good to actually have a race where you could really race hard, and generally a few taps here and there, unfortunately, as is racing. But generally it was pretty clean, and one of the best races I've had this week. So really enjoyable.
And how did you manage to keep it so clean? Because looking at some of the moments over there, I was definitely thinking they're gonna crash, they're gonna crash. But somehow you all kept it clean. How did that happen?
I think, to be honest, that's the thing about Monday Night Skippy. Generally, the class of driver is actually everyone is there to race respectfully, and there are some people that you can't trust, I guess, but there are a lot that you can, and you can race hard with. And I had a really good battle there with Jack for quite a lot of the race, and then Chris at the end of the race, and Sarah as well joined in. At the end of the day, you've got to think about preserving your car really, and making sure that you get to the end, because it's all too easy to try and race for victory, but actually sometimes just accept that you haven't got that corner, and actually you can have a really good race if you actually just a bit more sensible.
Yeah, I guess controlled aggression is the name of the game, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you don't want to give in to a place. You want to fight for it, but you've also got to know when you've lost that place. And if the other person as well, especially on a track where the toe is so powerful. This one isn't as powerful as some of the other tracks, but you know that when someone's 2/10 behind you, they're going to get past you. So allow them to go past you, and then the next time you can go past them. And yeah, getting 3 wide into turn 1 was a bit tricky, and certainly got the heart rate going.
Oh, it was the same back here as well. Well, Dave, once again, thank you so much for being here. Anyone that you want to thank in particular? Anyone who you want to speak about before we leave you?
I'd just like to say thanks to you guys. You guys actually got me into this, really, watching this on YouTube, and I thought I better give it a go. It's a couple of years ago now, and yeah, it's definitely the most fun in racing on iRacing as far as I'm concerned, and the quality of the competition is generally very high. So yeah, it's really good fun.
And once again, thank you so much, Dave. Nice, good one, man.
Thanks.
Right, last interview is Simon Edwards. That was a bit of a different one for you, I think. You were up the front at the beginning, and then when you dropped back to fourth, it didn't look like you were able to just do anything. Was it just impossible to pass, or was everybody just too good?
It's just impossible to pass when the guy in third has got draft on anybody in front of him. So the key place is to try and pass is a bit too difficult. I only lost the top 2 places because I got punted from behind in T1. I don't know if it showed that on the broadcast, but that's why I lost that place anyway. But apart from that, it was a fantastic race.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Looked like it was great fun, and a lot of moves being made in side by side, and well, new face up there in the top 5 as well. How different is it when you get new names racing with you that you're not used to? Unless maybe you raced him somewhere else, I don't know. But at least for this series, Sam is pretty new. So have you raced him before?
Yeah, I've raced him a couple of times in the week. So and I know he's a good driver. He's not overly aggressive. Obviously, we had the little touch, but I don't think he was being particularly aggressive. I think it was just unlucky with a net code. But yeah, so yeah, I'm quite happy with him being up there. I think he's going to be a good addition.
Well, good to hear. How excited are you for next week? Street track racing at Detroit.
Oh, I love street track racing because you can't make a mistake. Those walls will get you. I like that.
So I'll be looking forward to seeing you on the top step next week then, I guess. Anybody you want to send a shout out to?
Just my sponsor, Masternaut again, and you guys as well. So that's it, really.
Well, cool. Thank you for joining us once again. And that would be it for today. So thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, we are street course racing at Detroit Grand Prix at Belle Isle. So that's going to be a bit different to what we're used to here. And there is no place to go off. So if you go off, you're pretty much out of the race. So same time, same place, RaceSpotTV. Hope to see you then. Stay safe.